Hi guys, welcome to Life is for the Living. I know again it's been a while since I produced a video. As a family, I lost someone, a close relative, so there's a lot that comes with that. So that's why I've not released a video, but then anyway, again here it is. Now today I want to talk about something, like this channel is about Life is for the Living, and for me, I'm gonna be your eyes out there. I view things, what happens in the society, and then I come and talk about them here, so that one, it can help someone change, or two, it can help someone, learn or open someone else's eyes, to something that probably it might have been obvious, but they didn't, they couldn't spot it, or they didn't see. Now today I want to talk about unhealthy competition. Now, of course, when we talk about competition, is where maybe there's a tournament or there's something that is going, and and we have to have a winner, but then in a healthy way. So let us look at the difference between healthy and an unhealthy competition. So let's say if you're engaging in a healthy competition, the focus is always on the journey. The thing is, like, you look at how far you've come from, and and where you are, vis-a-vis, where, maybe you're journeying together, so you appreciate the entire journey. So it's not always about the end product, but then it's about, like, appreciating the journey. Now, of course, if it's an unhealthy competition, these people will do whatever. It's not about the journey, regardless, to them the end justifies the means. So, of course, when you look at the difference between the healthy and unhealthy, the healthy is about appreciating the journey, but unhealthy one is about, just the results. The end, they don't care whatever it takes for them to win. Now, again, someone who engages in a healthy competition, their aim is to make themselves better than who they were. Like, it could be like maybe better than who you were last week, yesterday, last year, the previous years, that is like you're trying to compare your results based on, how you're evolving, But then when it comes to unhealthy competition, these people always want to be better than someone else. It's not about, looking at what they are and how they're moving. To them, it's always, they have to always be beating somebody, So that is somebody who, people who engage in unhealthy competition, it's always about, beating someone else. Now, when you engage in a healthy competition, it means that you don't take stuff personally, because in any case, there will always be someone who's better than you. So if someone carries the day, you're happy for them, because the day you will carry the day, people will be happy for you. So you actually uplift and celebrate the person who carries the day. But someone who engages in an unhealthy competition, if they don't carry the day, they will always be, like complaining or saying the way maybe the referee, if it was like an actual, tournament, someone was unfair. But when they win, whether it was actually unfair to them, they feel they deserved the win. So generally, I think I've made a distinction between, like healthy and unhealthy competition. But now let's look at characteristics of people who engage in unhealthy competition. What is it that they have that maybe you can pinpoint, that you can actually tell, like, actually this person, I don't think we are in the same race. I mean, now, one, these people are full of ego. They always want to feel like they are very, they are greater than every other person. They have this grandiose feeling within them that they always, they are the ones that everyone should be looking up to. So when you have someone who's so egocentric, that's a characteristic of someone who engages in a very unhealthy competition. Another characteristics of these people is, like, they're never afraid to make a fool of themselves. These people, like, they will go to whatever length, whatever height, and sometimes they don't actually even see what they're doing. Sometimes in the process they destroy themselves, but then they don't care, as long as in their head they have won. Now, again, these people engage in, sometimes they form their own competition, something that even maybe other people are not even aware that there's actually a competition going on. They just pick something and make it into some sort of competition that you didn't even know. Like, for instance, maybe you're just there trying to make a living, maybe you're trying to just provide a shelter for your family, or maybe you're just trying to, finish the job so that, you can just, get your salary. No, these people will always, like, you make your small house, they'll always be like, yeah, I think I'll make a bigger house than them. I think I'll do a better project, than, so when you find people who just come up with competitions that don't exist, now that's a very unhealthy person. Again, these people are very full of jealousy. They will never appreciate other people. And whenever, let's say, someone else excels, it's always like they'll always come up with some sort of, smear campaign. They're the people who sabotage other people's work, so that in case maybe you shine in another way, they will always want to bring it down and, come up with, some other lies or some rumors about you, so that people forget about your triumphs, so that they just concentrate on, maybe a certain loss. And sometimes it's not even a loss, it's something that they actually spearhead and make it into something that just actually doesn't exist. And then these people are very good at pointing fingers. Now, for instance, maybe when you're doing something as a group, when you results come, you're either all are winners or maybe you all lost, regardless of who was taking what part. But then whenever there is a loss, they will always be like, it wasn't me, this was my part, this was someone else's part. But then when now there is a win, they will always want to shine like, it was me, it was my idea. So these are the kind of characteristics that, some of these, they possess. Now, again, they always believe that they are better than every other person. In their head, I think in their mind, it's just like preconceived, like it's about them. So, and there is nothing that you can do and convince them others. It's like it's something that's already predetermined in them. Yeah. So there's nothing you can do. These people are like, they self-destruct, even sometimes unknowingly, but they don't care. And as long as in their head they are winning. And I tend to believe these people have some sort of insecurities within them. Now, they actually tend to project these insecurities onto other people, so that, because they know maybe they're not good at something else. So whoever who's good at a certain point, they will always want to make, that part, that good part of you or yours look like it's nothing, because they actually can't achieve that. So instead of maybe them just swallowing the bitter pill and maybe going to somebody and ask like, how can I do this, how can I be better at this, because I can see you're better, they will never accept that someone else is better. Never. So these are the people who engage, and the characteristics of people who engage in unhealthy competition. Now, of course, unhealthy competition has its own consequences. Now, what are some of the things? Now, when somebody is starting, when someone starts rumors, or someone starts, some smear campaign against you, there are people who can't take it. You find maybe it causes depression onto some people. There are people who will even end up losing their livelihood. Some people will lose their source of income. There are people who cannot, they will lose their self-esteem just because of these people who engage in unfair competition. And these people don't have, they don't stop. They don't even know at what point they're supposed to, just let it go. They would even go to the extent of maybe causing physical bodily harm to people. They will organize things that you wonder, like, it's never that serious, by the way. There are people who engage in whatever means, like when you hear people who go to black magic, if it actually is something and does exist. So you see, to them, as long as they are winning, it doesn't matter. It will take whatever. As I say to them, the end justifies the means. So in conclusion, actually, like for instance, if someone else has to lose for you to win, you really are such a very weak person. Like literally, you don't have to, sink someone else's boat for yours to stay afloat. Because anyway, sooner or later, people will always just, notice stuff that you do. To you, you think, people don't notice these things, but then people do notice, such stuff. So it's always good to, let life, take its course. Yes, there's this healthy competition that people, can engage in, but as long as you are conscious, you're not hurting somebody else, But then again, it is what it is. These people are who they are. All I just, decided to make this video so that, I can just bring it to your attention that, of course, we know that these people do exist. It's always sometimes just to be wary of them. And, you never know to what heights, they might take this so-called, competition of theirs, that they create the tournament and then compete and they win. They're in their mind. You can't be the judge, the arresting officer, the jury, and the prosecutor, and even the you can be all this, but then to them, that's who they are, and that's what, and that's what makes them happy. That's what moves their day. So anyway, all I want to say is, like, kindly let's engage in healthy competition. Let us give each and every one of us, a fighting chance, because we are in this life together. Sooner or later, it's like a relay. Sooner or later, you leave it and someone else, when someone dies, another person is born. So let us just, just be happy. Life is already depressing as it is without, just engaging in an unhealthy competition. Anyway, the shout out of today goes to someone by the name of Mr. Kelili. Mr. Kelili, thank you very much for leaving a comment on a previous vlog. So if you want to be like Mr. Kelili, kindly leave a comment, like our video, share, so that I'll give you a shout out in the next vlog. So until next time, guys, be blessed.